In 1996, this friend producer named Frankie, located in North Hollywood, California, heard me sing my song, Dark Cloud. He was then suggesting I meet Ike Turner. He knew him very well. We debated the idea back and forth until we came up with a yes. Frankie explained that as a producer, the music wasn't his style, but being bluesy rock, it was right up Ike's alley. Long months went by until the introduction, making me quite nervous until I got the call. I was being invited to Ike and his wife, Jeanette, for dinner on one lovely summer evening. Him and his wife picked me up and we went to Lowry's for dinner. Ike seemed to be a generous soul, and I was excited to be in his presence, if only to listen to his stories. He also invited another couple of people to join us from the music industry. It was a very interesting evening all around. This was the beginning of something yet to be discovered. Ike said he was planning his solo comeback album, which he later won a huge blues award for. At that time, I'd signed a single deal with TBRC Records and was waiting to record an indie single in Studio City right across Ventura Boulevard from Universal. Once they picked me up from coming from a performance tour and we went to Eminem's Soul Food restaurant, and his wife and some other friends we picked up along the way they knew. It just so happened I'd bought the brand new Johnny Lang cassette, Lie to Me. It was 1997, and after playing it, Ike realized his song Matchbox was on it that he had written. That was unexpected. Ike passed out his headshots to passersby outside the restaurant in LA. At a later date, I got the opportunity to play him my music performance videos in my latest studio recording project. I lived close to the Van Nuys Flyaway, and it was convenient at times for the Turners to call me after flying in from tour dates with the Ikeettes. His wife, Jeanette, invited me to their home in San Marcos for a couple days. Riding along with them in the car, Ike referred to me as that hippie chick and said I sounded like Wolfman Jack at times when speaking. I thought that was funny. He had a certain old-school charm and manner to him. Once I recall running into a drugstore on an errand on our way someplace, and he actually walked me into the store as kind of a protection, which I thought was very kind. Ike and Jeanette were a great loving couple. Once on a Christmas day, Ike was in the area and called, and I came downstairs, and he opened his car trunk and handed me his new headshot and a $100 bill as a Christmas present. That was so cool of him and unexpected. I didn't even expect to see him that day, so it was a nice surprise. Another time, while visiting the Turners, his wife had decided to go shopping, and I was between jobs, so not wanting me to feel left out, I stuck 100 and a couple 20s inside my coat pocket to shop. He was very thoughtful and considerate sometimes. Jeanette was a great fun lady and a wonderful cook, and did so with their southern cooking. I loved hanging out at their home and getting to sing with Ike. Finally, one day on Christmas, I called Ike and sang to him a song idea I'd been working on. He had given me a scratch tape to work off of so that he could write his music on, and I took it home to write to. I was so stoked and excited to write a song with him called Friction. He was such a rock and roll blues legend, and I felt truly blessed. I'd been a gigantic Ike and Tina Turner fan, so many people as in that era had been. One night I was woken up at 3 a.m. by his wife to jam and sing with Ike, and he kept late hours due to the overseas tour schedule they had. This was my chance to show him what I could do, and I was excited to try it. He chuckled and said my voice was unique and cute. Not exactly what I was going for, but I'll take it. Ike knew I'd been out of work and they were leaving to go on tour, so he arranged for me to stop by an Ikeette rehearsal in the area. I loved watching Jeanette and the girls perform, but really didn't feel I had that coordination to pull off the performance as a dancer anyway. However, I did appreciate the opportunity that the Ike camp offered me. I recall one evening at their home I was talking to Jeanette after dinner. I'd worked for so many years as a phone psychic advisor, and she asked me to channel an old friend who passed on. It was a bit of a challenge after I had drank all their Godiva white chocolate liquor they kept strictly for their guests. I then shared my catalog with her. I knew she had been very instrumental in my opportunity to work with her husband, and I appreciated it. Later, after my then publisher came to an agreement with Ike on our song agreement, his name was Leroy Levitt, who had in his early years been with Motown. Later I had found an indie label and was gigging, and they were invited Ike to the Joint in Santa Monica to see the show, and included some of the songs that we had written together. Leroy Levitt and his wife were present, my then publisher, and Ike and Jeanette, who brought a whole posse of friends. It was so good to see them. It had been so long. Another time, Ike invited me to Harvell's to see his gig in Santa Monica. I'd invited 6 friends, but there was no space because it was standing room only. The end product of our song Friction was produced by the Brian and Faith Band out of Santa Barbara. Friction is what you're hearing on this audio recording in the background. Altogether, I spent 10 days with the Ike Turner Camp and have some awesome memories. It will always be very special to me. I'll always be very grateful for their kindness to me and their support and inclusion. I'm so glad Ike was able to make his comeback as a blues legend and achieve the solo success he so well deserved. Ike Turner is gone now, and may he rest in peace. He was like an uncle to me. I was greatly saddened when his daughter told me of his passing. May his soul rest in peace.